Hello everyone, this is Sophie from Bridal Tarot. Welcome to News in a Blitz, or World News in a Blitz, I should say. I was supposed to actually do the news ahead, or the week ahead news or something like that, but I got mixed up in my research and did research on world blitzes instead of the week ahead. So I'm going to do the world blitzes. And we're going to start with Canada very quickly. Justin's financing, will it be the end of him, of his political career? We know that Canada is going to go into election mode very soon. We're going to go vote in the fall. Even though our elections are supposed to be in 2023, there's going to be a dismantling of the government and there's going to be elections. Right now, the Liberal Party and Justin are at 52% approval rate. However, we also know that there is a lot of um, mismanagement of political finances, and how he is investing his own money in different companies and organizations, how he gets the government's money to finance interest-based organization. And I'm wondering, is that going to be his own downfall? So here we are. The Four of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, 2 4s out of 3, and the Knight of Swords. Normally this is talking about stability and solid foundation. The 4s are about stability and foundation, having a solid foundation. And the page is about learning. Justin is a master communicator. You know, he was a dramatical art teacher at one point. He's an actor. So he knows how to use the pulpit and how to communicate with people, how to say a lot of words that mean nothing. He knows how to do that. And I'm a liberal, by the way. Just so you know. Right now, I feel that Canadians are kind of asleep on at the switch, because we know all these things, yet we do nothing about it. The outcry is not there. It's not strong enough. It's not there to, at this time, to make a change. I'm sorry. He wants to hang on to what he's got. And he wants to hang on to power. He wants to hang on to what is, what he considers to be what he considers to be his own rightful place. Like I said, he is a master communicator. So why do we have the page? Because usually the swords are about communication and also all the thinking and things like that. Now, why do we have the page? I hear lesson to learn. There's a lesson to learn. If you look in the background, the lake is very calm. This means the force is talking about stability, order, and benefits of a good foundation. Hanging on to what you've got. Just, you know. The knight is asleep on his tomb. Let's not forget that. He has strength. He also has the nostalgia of the years past. And the Queen of Wands, which, whew, This is someone, and I don't know whom. It's not his wife, although in previous reading that I've done on my own, I've seen his wife in the readings about wanting to have money, wanting to have comfort. This is not what I see right now, and I don't know who this woman is. But there is someone there, sitting, watching, coming up with ideas, pushing, very ambitious. I wonder if his wife is not a fire sign, doesn't have a moon sign as a fire sign, or her rising sign is not a fire sign, because I think that's her. So at this time, for now, things are stable. It might change. I do believe that there's going to be more scandals coming out. Are they going to be shocking enough to wake Canadians up? I don't know. What I'm hoping, I want the Liberal Party to be there myself, but I'd like if they could change leader, because he's spending money left, right, and center, and not necessarily in appropriate places. He hasn't done a bad job though with COVID. He hasn't done a great job, but he hasn't done a bad job. So let's go south to Haiti. Haiti. Let's go south to Haiti, or Haiti, as we say it in English. Now, we know that the president was assassinated. We know that 17 people were arrested, 6 people were killed of the people that are believed to have committed the crime. Um, the mercenaries apparently are foreign. They have a Colombian passport. The translator would apparently come from the US. Still, there are a lot of people that have personal interests in Haiti, in being the leader of Haiti or controlling Haiti. Even though it's a very poor country, and if the climate change doesn't turn around, it's probably going to be underwater in less than 100 years, unfortunately. They just look at the here and now and what they can do to get money, make themselves rich and powerful. So what I would like to know is who is responsible for Jovenel Moise's death. Jovenel Moise, that's his name. Who is responsible for it? Is it Haiti or Asian people living in Haiti? Or is it a foreign government at work? Translators would have been coming from the US apparently, and the mercenaries, most of them had Colombian passports. Now, it's important also to know that the government has requested military involvement from foreign countries to help keep the peace. Biden has no intention of sending them military aid. They've also contacted the UN to have military aid, and at this time the UN hasn't approved it yet. The US has sent FBI agents and Homeland Security agents to help with the investigation. That is going to help with having a um, more clarity in the investigation, more transparency, hopefully. Not as many things would be hidden as much as they think. I hear stronghold. Light is going to be shined, and people's heart is going to be broken. At the base of the reading, um, this was people trying to guard the country as best they can with what they've got. You see here already the transition, a major transition, is had begun when Moise refused to step down. Someone else was supposed to take on, but Moise refused to step down. They're trying to take the high road, but I see the earth breaking here. I see the river and the earth splitting, and I think that the country is going to be divided. Based on this reading, I feel that the even though the mercenaries were from foreign countries, they are this was organized by Asian groups, Haitiens, in Creole and French. So the other thing that I wanted to know about Haiti is about who's in charge. What's going to happen? Is there going to be a civil war? Because right now, two people, as of this morning, two people were still claiming to have access to be the leader of the country, to be in charge. One is the interim PM. His name is Claude Joseph. The other one is a new appointee yet to be sworn in, Ariel Henry. And there's a third guy in there coming in. A group of political parties signed a resolution to declare Joseph Lambert, that's a third guy, as president and have Ariel Henry as his PM. That's a lot of people in charge. So, is with the seven of wands, I could see a splitting. Is that the beginning of a civil war in Haiti? They don't need that. They're the poorest. They're one of the poorest countries in the world. I mean, almost 60% of the people live under the poverty line. Almost 60%. They're poor. They've had earthquakes. They have hurricanes. They'll be hit this year. And then you have all these guys playing tug of war. So is that the beginning of a civil war? It's the beginning of, yeah, it's the beginning of something. I hear UN. Yeah, there's going to be fights. Then the Knight of Wands is going to come in and try to control things, but he's going to have trouble. So yes, I see a civil war starting in Haiti, unfortunately. Let's come back a little bit north to the US and Russia. In the United States, oh my, in the United States, we've had cyber attacks. Don't we have them like every day now? With ransomware, oh, that's horrible. That is dangerous, very, very dangerous. Russia is playing a dangerous game because I do believe Russia is responsible. The Russian government, maybe, maybe not. Maybe they've hired mercenaries, cyber mercenaries, to do the job. That's very possible. Now, Biden had a call with Putin, making him aware of the ultimatum. Is that going to work? The other thing is Biden going to be good on his word and do something next time there is a cyber attack? Because from what I understand, and I might be wrong, correct me in the chat, from what I understand, it's like he's giving Russia one last chance to get its act together. So let's see here. Cyber attack. I see this one. This is Putin. Oh, usually the 8 of cops, we see it's someone voluntarily walking away. But look where the guy is walking towards. Putin, coming out on top. So is he going to do sanctions? Right now, Putin is not taking him seriously. He's taking him more seriously than even Obama, and let alone the orange blob. But which I'm not going to talk about in this reading, by the way. But is Biden going to be serious in doing serious sanction against Russia next time there's a cyber attack, as small as it might be? And I hope he does. There's an offering. When I was learning English, sometimes, doing threats, something like that, I would say, I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to wish you're going to be back in your mommy's tummy. That's what I think is going to happen. There's going to be nostalgia to go back to the way things were. So Putin want to take the offer. Now, what about this Queen of Wands? What about the Queen of Wands here? Who's she? Who is the Queen of Wands? Two of Cups. A deal was made. She is a woman. There was a dark witness to this deal being made. So there is someone else involved in this. Looking at things where they got the work they've done and where they got, is it being, evaluating the work they've done to see, and when I say they, I'm talking about Russia, to see if it was effective. They are going to learn a lesson. They are going to be taken by surprise when this sanction is going to be made. I look at this Page of Pentacles as someone who's offering a sanction. And it reminds me of when I told when my nieces, if you don't listen, this is your only warning. If you don't listen, you're going to learn something new. That's your offering. And when she didn't listen, she had to get out of the swimming pool and go upstairs to her grandfather, which we call Grumpy Grandpa, for a reason. And I did it as if it was a gift. She could, there's nothing she could do about it. So she was she had to get out of the swimming pool and go see Grumpy Grandpa for a little while. Okay, so let's see. This is a world blitz. The world is still in a pandemic. We can't walk away from these questions. One of the things, I don't know if it's been cut out of the recording or not. One of the things I told Robin was that I saw a new pandemic, some kind of new pandemic. And it's not COVID, it was something else. And there are a couple of things that are happening as a result of COVID. Yeah. And we need to look at that. The first thing I'd like to talk about is New Zealand. They've done so well with going into restrictions and confinement and mask wearing and hands washing. They've done amazing. They barely, they had COVID under control big time. But here's the thing. Because of that, children's immune system didn't develop as well as it should have. So throughout the past year, there was 98% less um, um, flu-related infections in the country, and so many they had like an 80% drop in flu-related death. But now they're facing another health challenge, and those are viruses that are affecting children, respiratory viruses that are affecting children that are normally something that an adult can fight easily. We don't like those, but we can fight them. And right now, children are catching those viruses because their immune system is not able to fight it. There has been an increase in hospitalization for serious respiratory um, viral infections in that country. So, have we created ourselves a new problem with confinement, with mask wearing and gloves and hands washing with antiseptics and things like that? Are we? Did we create another problem for our children? Please, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a medical person. I know absolutely nothing about medicine, so you need to take it for what it's worth. Okay, I want to be clear on that. I believe in wearing masks. I believe in washing hands. I believe in um, social distanciation, and I am fully vaccinated now. So I still do those things. I'm very, very, very wary. It is going to be a battle. I see this not as a gift, but as pill. I heard pill. Medicines. It's part of the circle of life. What's happening right now because we created that problem for ourselves. We were under the illusion that we were basically not only beating COVID, but beating the flu virus, the common cold. But that's not the case. So now there is a choice to be made, and neither of those choices are set in stone. They're just laying, they he's holding the one here, and there's some kind of a thing there holding the one there. So nothing is set in stone, but there are going to be choices that they will need to make. And I don't know why I see him looking south, yet the globe is facing Russia and China. Sorry. Where anywhere you anywhere you look in the globe on the globe, you'll see a piece of land from Russia anyway. So unless you're looking at the Antarctic. I see an X chromosome. If you know anything about biology, medicine, and autoimmune diseases or anything like that, let me know. Why am I seeing an X there? Thinking chromosome. I've never seen that. I've never clicked in on that one. But they are going to have to make a difficult decision, and there's going to be a lot of heat. I see heat in the background here. Lemon. That's not a lemon. That's a globe, but I see a lemon. So vitamin C deficiency It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense in this. But everything does for some reason. I don't know. It's going to be a battle. There is going to be a medication that is going to be developed to help with upper respiratory infection, viral infections that can be life-threatening to children. We were deluding ourselves by thinking that we were also going to cure the common cold. We're not. And that's the result of what we're seeing now. And this is just a circle of life. It's, you know, you'll need to change to choose your battle. So I'm going to take this to the Olympics. We know that on July 23rd is going to be the opening ceremonies for the Olympics in Tokyo. 80% of Japanese do not want the Olympics. They want it to be canceled or delayed one more year, because the Olympics were supposed to be last year and now they're this year, and they're having problems with the Delta variant. And not all athletes are vaccinated. I've watched reporting on some people that are choosing not to be vaccinated because they're afraid it's going to um, affect their performance. Just so you know. So what I want to know is, first of all, how is it going to be having Olympics without spectators? Are we going to see less world-breaking results? No, we're going to see some, but not as much. Some people's heart is going to be broken, and they're going to have to make new choices and move to new challenges because of heartbreaking decisions that they've made. But some people are going to be okay. The beginning of the Olympics is going to be okay. The other thing that I want to know is, are we creating a new pandemic with all those athletes that may not be immunized going to Japan where they have an outbreak of the Delta variant? Are they going to be a new level of world pandemic? This is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube and everyone. Like I said, I'm no immunologist. I don't know anything about pandemics. My biology class is very, very far away, and I had a very poor grade. I did pass, but it was poor. So I just want you guys to know that. Are we creating a new pandemic crisis or a worse pandemic crisis with these Olympics? We want to hang on to what we've got. Yeah. We want to, the athletes absolutely want to go. They want to run. Not all of them, but most of them. Not all of them are immunized, like I said. Some of them have made a choice not to be immunized. And I see here with the Seven of Cups, what I feel is that people are deluding themselves in thinking that it's not going to create a wave of COVID virus outbreak. Now, is it going to be a very dangerous worldwide pandemic? I don't know. But there is going to be, that is going to be a ground zero for a new outbreak. And people are talking about September as it relates to the US, but also the rest of the world. I don't know. Could be about that, because when you think about it, the last 2 weeks of July, then you have August, September. Stock up, prepare for a new confinement, I think. I apologize, guys. That's not good news, but yeah. Okay, so we'll stay with the pandemic and restrictions in the UK. They are lifting all restriction as of July 19th. But hear this, every 10 days, there are 50% more COVID cases than there were in the previous 10 days. So it's ramping up. And as we move towards fall and winter, it's going to get worse. Yet, they're taking all of the restriction out. Now, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland have chosen to maintain those restrictions, but it is not, it is, those restrictions are based on regions and not by the UK government. So, what is going to happen? Boris Johnson, in all his wisdom, or lack thereof, I don't know yet, said that, you know, we'll have to face the music eventually. I don't know about you, but I don't like those odds. The youth is still very wary about getting COVID vaccination, and they're the ones who are catching it and dying from it. So, what's going to happen? Oh, hmm. I'm sorry, one moment, please. I don't want to make you wait. Okay, I apologize. Um, Queen Elizabeth was born on the 21st of April, and Boris Johnson was born on the 19th of June. April 21st, 19th of June. They're very close to the next sign or the before sign. I see this as being Queen Elizabeth and this as being Boris Johnson. I think that Data, the fish, is going to tell them that things here are not as calm as they appear to be, and Queen Elizabeth may get involved. Well, she's queen for a reason. At one point, she needs to do something, right? She just can't wave all the time. So I see them as having to change their minds. Although they're looking away from the data. Look where they're facing and where the data is. So it's going to be a little bit rough for England again with the virus. People, please get vaccinated. It is a personal choice, I understand. And there are people who are immunosuppressed and cannot get the vaccination, and I understand that. But for those of us who can, vaccination not only helps us, ourselves personally, but our entourage, our family, our friends, people we're traveling with in the subway, the train. So let's keep an eye on that. And if you can get vaccinated, I encourage you to. For entertainment purposes, by the way. I am not a medical person. Next, let's go to India. Now, we do have a new virus in India, the Zika virus. Well, it's not a new virus. We've known about it for a while, but there has been a resurgence of the Zika virus in India, along with the COVID, and they have monsoon, which is why the Zika virus is rising in India. So let's look in general at the health of Indian people, see if they're going to eventually come out of this funk that they're in, not funk, but hole that they're in with viruses and pandemic. He likes to come out today. Oh, truths are going to come out about India. The press. See that fish? It's jumping here. Okay, I got it. The King of Cups represents the press, and I don't know why, because it's not a communicator, it's more a feeler, someone who feels. It's an emotional card. Normally, I would see I would see the King of Sword as a communicator more than the King of Cups, but he can still be a communicator. See the fish, again, data. And I don't know why the fish is data. I just feel it is data. And it's coming out. It has been presented to people, to some people in the government, but it's not, things are not moving ahead as they should. You see that fish is here again, and it's going to come to the press where the sort of truth is going to come out. The truth will come out about the Zika virus and about the major outbreak under COVID. Now, here's another thing that I've learned doing my research, because I'm so focused on the US that I never really paid attention to the rest of the world, and we really should. I mean, Trump was just um, it was just like an episode in the scheme of things. He was just one thing. He's going away. And but he occupied so much of our mind that we forget that there's a world out there, and we tend to ignore or be unaware of the things that are happening. And one of the things that I've learned is about China and India. There has been some kerfuffles at the border over the last year, and China is the second largest importer to India, second largest trade partner, sorry, to India. And China is being more and more aggressive for other countries like Turkistan or something like that, and Russia. So India is a nuclear power, so is China. There are two over 1 billion people nations, so they have a lot of people. What is happening with that? Are we going to see more I'm sorry, I'm having problems with formulating my question. Are we going to see more aggression on the part of China towards India? I mean, there's Pakistan there as well. So, they have nuclear power too. So, I want to know. Right now, things seem to be comfortable, but they're not exactly as they seem. There is this thirst for land and power. I mean, think about it. 1 billion people in this little area, because it is small for 1 billion people. That is India. China is larger, but it's a lot of people. And yeah, again, nostalgia for things that were. Right now, things are stable, but there is still a lot of danger. Um, Neither side want to give in. India is going to be um, yearning for things that were So it is a place that we need to keep an eye on with the devil there. It's a place to, it's a spot that we should be keeping an eye on. Afghanistan, since we're in that region of the world, the Taliban has been able to regain two borders, two major borders. One that goes to Iran, the other one that goes to trinkets, one of those countries. And it is a large border as well. So is the Taliban going to regain control of Afghanistan? And I'm hearing yes in my mind. Now let's see what the cards say. Yeah. Yeah. See, the people are trapped, especially the translators. They helped us out. We need to help them out. Egypt. They're looking for their ways. Where to go from here? Those are the people of Afghanistan. Some of them are going to have a new beginning. I want to know more. Money is going to drive everything. And we won't know everything we need to know. Some things are going to be hidden. Lots of manipulation. And Afghanistan is a place where we can't win a war. It's like in Canada. Not that we have a major army or weaponry or anything like that. We rely on the US, but up until very recently, we've never lost a war. And I have a feeling that Afghanistan is going to be one of those two seldom lose wars. So they're going to bring people back to the dark ages. What's the future of Afghanistan for the people, for the women? That's going to that's going to be a telltale sign. How are the women going to fare in the future in the future Afghanistan? Oh, maybe not as bad as what we think. Looking for their ways, feeling out things. They are strong, very, very strong, but they're going to have to walk away if they want to have a life. Hmm. They're going to have to walk away if they want to have a life. I'm very sad by that. Now, OPEC and the oils and all that stuff. Now, I learned again about the tale of two princes of the Arab Emirates and the Prince of Saudi Arabia. They had a love story or friendship story, and for a long time they were getting along. Well, a long time, a few years, they were getting along, and the gas price went down. Now the gas price has come back up, and this week the OPEC Plus, that's basically people who are part of OPEC, the countries that are part of the OPEC, and other countries like Russia and other oil producers countries. They were doing talks and about trying to settle things and have Dubai remain the country where the place where it would be the buzz place for gas and oil businesses. But the talks have stalled and they have not been rescheduled. They have been suspended indefinitely. And with that, I want to know, is the gas price going to rise even more? The pandemic has been a major contributor to all the price hikes that we've seen across the world for food, for transportation, everything. But is that thing going to be another event that is going to help hijack the price of gas? we'll need to make a decision. Yeah, I keep seeing two everywhere. Two is a duality or balance. Balance of power, but also duality. Lack of balance is what I feel right now. We'll need to make a choice. The High Priestess has also the number two. Two pillars, black and white. The Two of Wands. Choices are going to have to be made to control the price. I do believe that in the near future we might see a change. Not everything is as it seems, and because of that, there might be an increase in gas prices, but it might not. Might be a temporary thing. I feel it will be a temporary thing. And what else? How about we change mode a little bit and we look at ourselves? I'm going to draw a card from the Soulful Woman Oracle for us for the upcoming week. Just so that we can be on a more positive and on a more positive note. Don't forget that Wednesday we have again the Humpback Day premiere at 5 o'clock Eastern. Again, I will be doing live chat unless there's something preventing me from doing it. I really enjoyed it the last time. It was nice. So let's see a card for us for the week ahead. The card is Anger as My Sacred Ally. Often we see anger as being a negative emotion. It is not. Not necessarily when it is at an appropriate time. Appropriate place, appropriate time, appropriate circumstances. So, anger as my sacred ally. I listen to the messages within my anger and use it as positive force for good. I respect my anger as an expression of my passion for life, as a setter of boundaries, and as a protective force within me. When I use my anger wisely, it is a great ally to me, a sacred gift of power. I harness the gift of my anger to liberate myself, awaken myself from self-deception, and show me where I have lacked courage. I listen to my anger and learn to transform it into a positive force for good. I use my anger as a healing flame to burn off that which no longer serves me, never as a destructive fire to harm myself or others. In order to be able to do something like that, we need to do it wisely through meditation. So when you get angry and you want to use that anger for positive, you want to use that anger to make a change, meditate and write down things that come up and then act. It's okay to use our anger sometimes, like I said, appropriate time, appropriate place, appropriate circumstances, and appropriate people, but we need to do it with a cold head. And in order to do that, we need to meditate on the source of our anger and why we're angry, and try to separate the bad from the good. Throw away the bad, use the good, and use that anger to fuel the um, the things you want to accomplish. So this was a very long recording. I apologize for that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I will be chatting and on On Wednesday, we've already pre-recorded the show for the Humpback Day, but it will be premiered on Wednesday, and it is on COVID, and there are good information to be had on this. So I hope you'll join me. And on Friday, I'll do World in Blitz again, and then Sunday, I'll do the news ahead. So we'll talk again later. And oh yeah, I will do Trump and Weiselberg readings throughout the week to see what's going on with that. And that's it. So I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.